Roleplay Retcon does not own any part of the movies we retcon, nor are we associated with the artists who make them. Also, please do check the individual episode descriptions for any content warnings.
Hey everyone, hey.
Hey everyone.
Welcome to Roleplay
Retcon.
This is new, this is fun.
Rehash.
This is not fun.
It is new though.
It is new.
Where we talk about stuff. I have to do all of that over again.
It's the rehash for Pacific Rim, the wine.
Alex has found,
It's a sweet Riesling. From the Columbia Valley of Washington. It is aromas of honeysuckle, white flowers, juicy peach, and pineapple flavors.
We're pivoting entirely to a wine review podcast. We won't actually be talking about Pacific Rim, the film, at all.
No.
Ever since we've moved into having video, Alex has completely forgotten he's on an audio product.
What are we talking about?
Alex has found a wine called Pacific Rim and bought it for Rehash.
It's got a dragon on it.
Yes, it does.
And
it also says it's 100% wind power offset, and I don't know what that means.
It means if you drink it, you'll have wind powers.
I bet it was produced using predominantly wind energy, and so they're saying it's like a clean product, probably.
And here I thought it would have been done by grapes. Here we go.
Yeah, I know. They can make wine out of anything these days. I can't believe we're starting this with a wine tasting.
I know, right?
Maybe 10 ounces was too much to pour, but
10 ounces.
Did you pour me a glass?
Yeah.
Where's your glass, Ham?
Right here, baby.
All right,
nice.
Glug.
I love it. I also have a very nice glass. For those of you who cannot see it, it's black on the bottom and red on the top.
So as you can see, it's got a color to it.
It does have a color. Can you tell us the color?
This is so funny because before we started recording this, we were like, here's the general structure of how Rehash works. And then we decided we would start with something that wasn't on the structure at all.
Nothing at all.
Also, I usually don't put the Rehash episodes uncut with video.
You could just let them. It's sort of a wine color.
It's a wine color.
A white wine color, not a red wine.
Not a red, a white wine color.
It smells
like wine. Does it smell like wine?
Really?
Excellent.
Yeah.
Surprising.
I think I do smell the pineapple.
Oh.
Maybe a little bit of the peach.
Are we really watching him taste this wine?
Yes, we are, Ben. Listen.
I'm not a wine guy, but
I'm surprised it took this long.
That tastes like piss.
Oh no.
I don't drink wine. There's only one.
But you do
piss. But I do drink piss, and that's why I know
you've
the flavor
made us watch you drink it.
No, there's only one wine that I like, and it's a Moscato.
Yeah, Moscato is the candy of wine for sure.
And I like candy.
But this is a sweet Riesling, and that's usually also the candy of wine.
Also the candy of wine.
It's got a medium sweet. Is where
it's not all the way on the sweet.
It's not all the way over here where
it's on the rim. It's on the rim of the sweet.
So yeah, it's okay. It's not the worst thing I put in my mouth.
Cool.
What is the worst thing you put in your mouth?
Bees.
Did you say bees?
You did say bees. Okay. Jensie, I trusted you to host this episode, and you've let us get so far off track.
In their defense, I think
do not
that's
blame me
mostly
for this.
Alex's fault.
Oh yeah, sure.
Usually Ben reins me in a lot better than this, Jensie. You gotta step it up.
Whoa.
I mean, I believe you, Jensie. Let's see it.
This?
Let's see it.
Hey, all right, let's do it. No.
Well, I have had some wine.
I'm really excited to see how much of this makes it in the end, because
I do not edit Rehash much because I'm pretty done with it at that point.
Okay, all right. Hey, everyone. Hey, thank you so much for joining us here at Roleplay Retcon. We hope you enjoyed that beginning of our episode where Alex repeated after me and then stalled us all to tell us about how his wine tastes like piss. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did too. Han really enjoyed it too because he is losing his shit.
I recommend everyone form a parasocial relationship with us as quickly as possible because that's the only way you're going to enjoy any of this.
Yes. Yeah. If you haven't already, then why not? Because we love you and we have a social. What's the opposite of parasocial? Hank Green talked about it.
I love
where
watching
we have a
this
relationship
spiral
with you.
Further in real time.
This is worse. It's spiraling further.
You guys want to talk about Pacific Rim too? The film Pacific Rim Uprising?
Absolutely do.
The Rehash.
Right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to talk about Pacific Rim 2 Uprising, the film. What did y'all think about that film?
I'm going to be honest. I was going to rewatch it because this is our longest series to date, and it's been a little while. I think I first was in communication with him a year ago.
It was a year ago of November, so yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a year in the making.
Now, it took us a while to actually get started because we did Longest Yard first, but still.
Yeah.
Hen has been in our lives for a year. But I was going to watch it again because I couldn't remember a lot of the movie. And then it's not actually in any streaming services library right now. I'd have to rent it. And I didn't want to spend money on it.
It's actually on YouTube.
It is on YouTube.
For
that
free?
is what I was going to say.
On the YouTube
I think
Premium.
It's $4 or something like that.
Not worth $4.
Probably not.
It's not worth $3.
Ostensibly, to borrow one of Ben's favorite words, a bad film.
Nice.
It is not great.
Got him.
This is why it's here. But yeah, not great. I think we've said at the beginning, though, that at least Alex and I are actually not wild about the first one. But it's not bad like the second one is. I
think the fundamental difference, which we'll touch on this more as we talk about other things here in the rehash, but I think the fundamental difference really is that the first film is cool action scenes of robot on kaiju violence. And then in between it all, the plot doesn't really matter because it's more symbolic is what it's going for. It's very much a Guillermo del Toro film. It's very much about the triumph of the human spirit, etc. And it plays really, really heavily into the theming of what the drift is by itself and the lives of these people and the people that they've lost and how they bond over that loss. And then the second film's hey, what if there were now robots and they had to fight each other and yeah. And you're oh, okay. I guess that happens too.
Okay. But that actually is the one thing I want to compliment the movie on.
Yeah.
I thought, so they really could have gone in another direction of oh, the bad alien guys. We actually didn't get rid of them. They're back. That would have been the safe bet, but it would have been so cliche. And I actually think the idea of the second movie's conflict being, well, what happens to us after we win the war and we have all these weapons lying around? I think that's actually a really interesting direction to go in. I'm glad we kept that.
I agree. I would argue that the second film is just you didn't actually get rid of them. Now they are in one of your guys and he's making more of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I would like to say is another thing that I would like to criticize the film for is it did the original concept of the film so dirty. It goes back on so much of the lore. Not that that's super necessary, but I want to flame it very much for being the first film is you need 2 pilots, otherwise nothing can function. And then in the first 10 minutes of the second film, they're no, this random small child has engineered an entire Jaeger that can function by itself with just 1 pilot.
To be fair, we sort of did that too.
Yes, we did that too for mostly functional reasons is what I would say. I think if they're going to introduce the idea, I think it's fair to go from there. I just wish that they had jumped further on board with it. If they were going to make it a thing, make all the Jaegers in the series use 1 pilot or make it I don't know. Give it a reason. It could have been there could have been a whole thing where maybe Amara needed Jake to pilot it in the opening of the actual film. But yeah, they didn't do any of that. So I did.
Yeah, you did.
Did it twice.
Yeah. Piggybacking off of my own comments here, the other major change that I made was recycling a lot of the core cast of the first film. I think it's pretty clear to see in the way that the primary protagonist of the first film does not reprise his role in the second film that people didn't really want to do the second film. I don't really know that. It's just a guess. But I mean, like, Mako's actress is in it for all of maybe the first 30 minutes, right?
If that.
Yeah, if that. And then they completely did dirty the other like two primary characters, and it's rough. So I tried to recycle them back into the plot in a way that I felt was true to their characters. Because I think that's another way the second film could have tied back the first film and made it itself maybe a little bit more relevant. What do I know?
Yeah. A lot.
A lot.
In fact.
I think I said this in the first one in the rookie camp, but I'll say it again. I didn't actually watch the first one. I watched the second one because we were doing the second one.
So funny.
It's weird.
Really
I know
funny.
it's weird. I probably shouldn't have done that, but you know, when you have limited amount of time and energy to watch these things, you gotta prioritize, and I prioritized this one.
No, you just found out that John Boyega wasn't in the first one.
But Idris Elba was.
Yes, that's true.
Who I also love.
Yeah, he's great.
Listen, I love them both very, very much. And I would have watched the first one for him, but I just didn't. But I did, you're right. I was very excited to see John Boyega. And he was, of course, great.
Was he, though, Jensie?
He was as good as he could have been.
Okay. Yeah, I think he is given a pretty bad role. I think he's a very good actor, and I think he was put in a very good actor. So another thing, if I can tangent longer about how much the second film is bad, the perspective of the second film is very torn. The first film benefits from having very clearly two protagonists and some side characters. The second film wants it so much to be about Jake's interior life, but then we're told that the more important cast is this group of children that we see for maybe a collective like 20 minutes across the film, who are actually the ones who are going to be fighting and stuff like that. It is way too split. They just needed to pick one and focus, which is why I decided that the film should be more like focused on the recruits, the rookies. I think the film could have functioned as a focused film about Jake as a character following in his father's footsteps and not being able to do it and needing to muster up the courage to do it. Or it could have been a really good series about here's the next generation of pilots, but probably not both. And I think that really shows in the way that in the second film, they build up to this big climactic. They kill off a whopping one teenager, a single teenager. And it's this massive, like, oh, he's dead story beat. And it's like, who was that? Which one was that? I couldn't tell you any of their names. That one has a Russian accent, so she's from Russia. And that's about it. That's all I could tell you. She's the only one who gets any screen time, and she's not relevant. So it's pretty bad.
I'll give you, though, that I really liked that they were like, okay, we found a really honking huge Jaeger that takes 3 people to do it. And I know that that's bullshit. But I thought it was good bullshit.
Hey, it's in the first film, too. The Chinese mech, the Chinese Jaeger, oh God, I'm going to get the name wrong. Something Fury, I want to say, has 3 arms. And its whole thing is that it has 3 pilots.
Obsidian?
Nope.
Obsidian Fury?
Is it Obsidian
nope.
Fury?
Watch, I'm going to have the name entirely
Which Alex
wrong.
is still pretty salty about, I think.
Crimson Typhoon. I wasn't even remotely close.
Not even close.
Crimson Typhoon.
Yeah, the Crimson Typhoon is a Mark IV Jaeger from China. Yeah, piloted by 3 brothers. Let me think. What other notable changes did we make? I think those are honestly the big ones. Is like I changed the villain. We talked about it a little bit already, but I think the aliens thing is bad. It's not great. It's a little cliche. I think a lot more relatable villain, especially for modern time, is big corporation that wants to have militarized power. And they were poised to make the corporation the villain in the second film, and then they pivoted as a big reveal to it actually being the nerd character had been the Megamind as an alien behind it the whole time.
They were like,
it worked.
It worked for Final Fantasy VII, who has to work for us, is what they say.
That's pretty good. Yeah, Genoa. That is the mutant's name, right?
Genova.
Thank you.
It's actually a life form that arrived on a meteor thousands of years ago.
And then they used it to clone people. Is my understanding.
They did. Sephiroth specifically.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I better stop because that story's pretty twisty, and maybe one day you guys will play it. I don't know.
Damn it, Ben. Now I'm never going to play it.
Yeah. So I think a corporation makes for a good enemy. It's 2025. Corporations are the enemy, right? So there we go.
Yeah, and I like the wrinkle of like, well, it feels like we can't just dismantle the Jaegers because like the thing that we built them with could happen again. There is nothing that says it won't. So it's not like it's not like a nuke, where we should be dismantling our nuclear weapons because we don't really need to be shooting them at each other. like a colonizing species of aliens tried to take over our planet from underneath the ocean, and that's pretty crazy. And so that could happen again.
Yeah. There's the added layer to it that we don't need to dissect of like the second film tries to imply that the Jaegers in their spare time have just been like commandeered by the police, basically, the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps, right? And it's like they're chasing down small-time criminals in these massive Jaegers as big as buildings and being like, you there, who stole honey bunches of oats from the Walmart, stop! I don't know what that's all about, but that wasn't in our film, so...
Well, so November Ajax did show up.
Yeah, he was present.
So that's one thing I thought of later after we were done doing the finale. Is that a whole? Because we talked about we kind of implied that we're actually the only 3 pilots.
Yeah, that's true. But the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps still has a Jaeger at least. Weird.
Yeah. So who was in November?
I wonder in the
Ajax?
original film why he never comes to help.
Yeah.
They have this whole thing where Amara is like, he's like the one of the greatest Mark V Jaegers of all time or whatever. And it's like, first of all, how? Because we don't know anything that he has done. And second of all, where is he?
I don't know. That's a good point. And I just trusted her too when she said that. Now I'm just like, but who is he? Because I didn't watch the first one. I assumed he was just a big thing in the first one.
I should have blown him up.
I don't think so.
Should have blew him up.
Should have blown him up.
Oh, yeah.
Also, he's a Mark 6. I misspoke.
Hey, but here's the thing. Audience, just imagine that happened at one point. We blew him up. We blew it up, and it was like it was a shit just got real moment.
Blew up and his pilots
guys,
died.
it was crazy. It happened off screen, but it was crazy. And I just
no.
Everyone imagine it.
It happened on screen.
You're right.
We just filmed it later and put it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is one of the last scenes we filmed.
Yes.
Fun fact. Yeah.
Yeah. It's in the extended edition. You guys want to talk about the Lancer system?
Yes, we do.
I would just be curious to hear what you guys thought about it as people who hadn't played it before, because I have put a lot of hours into Lancer, so I'm used to the quirks.
Alex is going to start.
I loved it. I love me a crunchy math system that's got a bunch of rules and combat stuff, and it looks like a lot of fun. I bought the core book, and I plan on hopefully running this.
We got another one.
I know that we do a lot of silly bickering on this podcast, but we do actually like each other.
Sometimes.
And Alex,
allegedly,
Alex, I like you so much, and it warmed me week after week to watch you enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It was fun.
As the GM, it was really rewarding to watch the moments for each of you where it clicked. I think it is very clear. We talked about this a little bit. I don't think it made it into the episode that we just recently recorded when Jensie really started to pop off with their Jaeger. I was going to say mech. Same thing.
Same thing.
It was really fun to watch all of you slowly get the system and realize I can be doing something right now. I think Jensie has the collective most amount of kills across the entire series, as well as maybe damage. Alex definitely has some big damage numbers. It's hard to compete with 16 free damage every couple turns from the Mjolnir in the Raleigh is the name of the mech in Lancer. But it was really fun. Like, it was clear to see where you all started to like really get into things. There were clear moments where Ben with Halcyon Vapor, like the like shielding mechanics clicked, and you realized you were doing all you could to maneuver everyone into positions where you could best defend them. And Alex was finding the weapons that worked best and where to be dealing the damage, and how to use your grapple cables was really fun. Yeah, and then Jensie was, I think, a really good showing of the like. The core system of the mech really clicking and being like, I will reload everything and deal 16 damage. There were so many times when I was like, yeah, sure, you shoot it. And you would stop and correct me like, no, it'll be 12 damage.
No. Calm down, him.
Yeah, one of my favorite things was there were a couple of times in like 2 different episodes where I was like planning something ahead, and I don't know, I got pushback or something. And I was just like, no, wait, you don't understand. This is what I'm doing. This is actually what I'm doing. And it was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It made
absolutely
me happy.
guilty of being the like, I apologize, but I mean, you're all new to the system. Multiple times I would assume you guys were like misunderstanding a rule. And then you would stop and double down and clarify that, no, you fully understood. And I was not processing that you could be doing more damage than the like basic take the attack action. And I would be like, oh, you're right. This is so much better. So incredible job, really.
Thank you. But yeah, I think I really liked this game. I liked it a lot. It was a fun system. I really liked CompCon, especially as a tool, because it was, I don't know that I could have done this without CompCon. I'm going to be honest. If I just had like papers in front of me and like I was just supposed to read stuff and write it down, I don't know that I could have done it without CompCon. CompCon was a really good tool, not just for making the Jaeger or the mech or whatever, but also for each of the combat rounds and being able to visualize everything. I will say that I always had to relearn it every single time, though. I don't know. It's just my brain. Like, this stuff does not stick with me. Alex does. Alex is just like, yes, I can do this for the rest of my life.
I stick with Jensie all the time.
But thank you. I did have to like relearn it every time. So there was always a moment where I had to be like, okay, we have to remember how to do this. I really did enjoy it. And I think that I don't think you could do something like this without all of the complicated mechanics. I think they were necessary and it made it what it was. And I thoroughly liked this system.
I think a lot of like crunchy systems, a lot of like systems that are like strategic like this, I think they suffer from being inflexible. And I don't mean in like a rule of cool way necessarily. I mean like you're not allowed to fuck up or the game doesn't work. Or if you're not playing it at its optimal capacity, then you're kind of not playing the game right. And I never felt that way in Lancer. There is a lot, but I feel like the learning curve is actually not insurmountably steep. Like since you said, they had to relearn it every time, but like it really doesn't have well, it has many moving parts, but none of the individual moving parts are like excessively complicated. So it's more like a big box of things, which is very nice. And so like, yeah, I didn't always do it right. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I did some things I was not supposed to do. Like the other two really figured out a mech build, and I had like 3 different mechs throughout the thing. And like almost every episode I had different like pilot talents, which I don't think you're supposed to do.
You actually, pilot talents are made to be modular in that way.
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe I'm all right then. See? So I liked that. I liked that I could change stuff around. And like, yeah, I found out later that I was not using things I could have used. But at no point did I feel like I wasn't playing the game right. I felt like I was learning to pilot a mech and getting better at it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good description of it.
That's great. Actually, that was cutting. Yeah.
And I agree. I don't mean to say that when I say that I had to relearn it every time, that's just because of my brain. It wasn't because this system was bad or like too complex or complicated or anything like that. I felt like it was very balanced.
Mm-hmm. Now, part of it also is Part of it also
No,
is
you
we
go
have
ahead.
Hen, and Hen is an expert. So I don't know that I can say this would go as smoothly in everyone's hands. Part of
Right,
it is
that's
we
the
had someone who's
GM's
very
job,
good with
right?
it running the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
I don't know how hard it is to be a GM at this game. Probably a lot.
I have said that every step of the way. Thank God for Han. Him being like the master, the robot master, has been the best thing because I felt safe and taken care of. And like Hin was going to be there to try and kill me. But also me as a
Guys.
player,
No,
he was.
no. Stop it.
It's true.
I'm really glad you all felt that way. I think that is kind of the job of the GM for sure. I like to say I'm less of the storyteller and more of the like safety net for refereeing. I think Ben had a comment that absolutely speaks to the Lancer system, which is like it's a box full of a lot of stuff, but the core mechanic is relatively the same. It's a strategic, combat game. Fundamentally, you will be managing your action economy, and once you have the action economy down, really the difficulty comes from like there are 80 different conditions and damage types. But it's never so complicated that it's like, okay, well, this ability says that I become impaired. What does that mean? And you go look up what impaired means, and it is usually pretty self-explanatory, and you go, oh, okay, that's just shorthand for this effect, and you try to internalize it and move on. I really do think the difficulty of the game comes from the like 80 different statuses and a couple different health bars to manage. But that's what the GM is for, right? And so I like to think that maybe the GM makes it a little easier by being the one to be like, oh yeah, that just means this, right? Again and again.
I especially love the structure like system. That like method of like handling like HP and stuff is like something that other games should be just stealing from this game.
100%. I love the damage rolls are usually pretty low. You don't have the D&D situation of like, yeah, my level 3 attack is going to roll 8 dice right now. Damage is pretty low, which means that when something is a really big hit, it is like 4 dice, and that's a lot because your health pool is like maybe at max like 30 hit points maybe, but you have that 4 times over. It's a really good mechanic for visualizing the what's the word I'm looking for? The flow of combat. It's easy to realize when where you are at in a fight based on your structure, right? The game is meant to be a more drawn out thing. Typically, you will start a mission and take several combats with minimal resources, and structure exists as a mechanic so that you can die, quote unquote. You can lose a whole structure here and there, but not be out for the rest of the game, sort of thing. We didn't play that way, but I don't think a lot of people do, at least not in my circles. The creator of the game is very vocal about when he inevitably gets around to making a version 2, it's going to be restructured to be a little more like take a combat, take a break, take a combat, take a break kind of thing.
But see, the game is flexible. And I feel like it at no point suffered from us kind of playing it wrong. Like, because we're kind of not playing it wrong, even though it's not like truly what it was designed to do. You just ramped up the difficulty on some of the encounters to make up for us having more resources. I don't know. I really enjoyed having a full arsenal every time.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. The game is so much like meant to encourage you to find your build. It is so modular so that you can try out talents and try out putting license levels and things and being like, well, what if I take this weapon and try that? What if I take this ability and try that? And I think the starting every mission with a full arsenal is a good way to highlight that. Is it really lets you like try out your build, right?
This definitely got me to play outside of my usual step because I'm definitely not a melee boy.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm doing mechs, I like long range guns and missiles, and I didn't do any of that. I was all like 100% up in your face. I got some throwing knives in there, but I don't really count those.
Yeah. I mean, like you do like a fine sword, like there's
sure, yeah.
But I was also surprised to see that. I thought that was cool. Well,
like it's funny because when we were making our mechs originally, Jensie and I basically made the same mech to begin with.
Yeah,
and
that happened.
I was like, well, I'll just I'll make a melee build, and we'll get all the bases covered.
We've never done this before, but do you guys want to like talk about our characters a little bit? We never really. This was such a character focused thing that we could talk about, like, you know, just what we were thinking as we were playing them and like what went into them.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Me?
Yeah, this is your idea. Start us off.
I have to go first, even.
Yeah.
But then I talked too much.
I can go
okay,
first.
no.
I can go first.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
go,
first.
Alex.
Go
I
first,
made
Alex.
the worst mistake I've ever made on this podcast, playing myself.
No.
Well, the thing is you kind of ended up not playing yourself.
Why?
Because I was like, oh, it'll be a funny joke. I'll be playing myself, getting to play in a mech. And then I was just the most boring person.
No, you weren't.
I was.
I don't think that was super the case. I think your character immediately filled a role within the group, which is like you took charge. You became the military one very quickly.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
like that.
I think the dice ended up telling a story of you being like a guy who was the leader and like struggled to feel like you were succeeding at that.
Probably. But me, Alex, the person, didn't get to do a lot of goofs and funny voices that I like to do.
Oh, yeah, that's true. For you as a person, this was a different character
Yeah.
than you usually
He's a
play.
very different character than I usually play in this podcast.
But it was not boring. I liked him. I thought he was a really interesting and different character than you, Alex. I didn't think you were just playing yourself, for the record.
Hopefully not.
I like that the mech game brings out this alter ego that you have where you're the commanding general that's like, I gotta buckle in and keep my people safe. I think that
I'm
says
the
a
one
lot
in
about you as a person.
I
Maybe.
think so, too.
I think originally our thought was Alex will probably like get this game the best of the three of us. And so Alex should be this leader person who can tell us what to do and will win. And I think Alex ended up not really ever giving any kind of detailed orders.
No, I forgot that I had it about 70% of the time.
And then also Jensie and I picked it up better than we thought we would. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, were we to do it again? I don't know if I'd play myself.
Yeah. I think each of your characters did a very good job of being a character. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm trying to think of a way to frame what I mean without being like, in this other series you played.
That's okay.
I
That's okay with me.
like using like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen as an example. I think your character, it's a bit of a weird case because you're playing characters out of other media, right? But I
Yeah.
think that the characters you play are more of like roles, imitations of a character, and not so much like characters of a story, right?
Sure.
I think we did a good job on League because we never took it like super seriously. And so us not really having any kind of deep characters worked. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. But then this series is unique in the opposite direction, which is that you were, with the exception of Jensie, all playing unique people. Like these people don't exist in the story, right? And I think you guys did a really good job of just making these characters feel like they were the focus of the story, even though they don't actually exist.
They do exist.
They do exist, yeah.
They do
But-
exist.
Do exist.
Even
weren't-
for Amara, though, I think I kept some aspects of the character from the film. But I also think that I did a lot of things differently.
That's what I mean.
I wasn't just...
It became your character, right? It started as very much like fill the role, and then it turned very much into like, no, this is Jensie's character, to the point where I would like forget that Amara was actually in the story. Or like in the original film is what I mean, right?
Did you have the like arc of like, I'm going to be John Boyega's best friend? Like, did you have that in your mind from the get-go?
100% yes.
Okay.
Really?
Maybe not from
Okay.
the get-go. Maybe not. But there was definitely a point near the beginning where I was like, I'm going to make this guy my best friend. Maybe it wasn't near the beginning. This series has been so long. Maybe
Yeah.
there was definitely an arc. But I think as soon as I was building my 2.0, my second mech, or Jaeger, and I could expand the cockpit,
Yeah.
I was like, John Boyega, and because I was even thinking, like, even at the time, actually, you're right, because even then I was thinking, like, well, I've got to make a friend to put in here with me, and I didn't even know it. It didn't even occur to me at first that was going to be John Boyega's character, but then I was like, no, wait, yes, 100%, it's going to be John Boyega. He's getting in here with me, and Hin was like, yes, you can do this, and it made me so happy.
I'm so glad. It ended up being a very convenient place to stick him when he wasn't relevant, which was often.
Yeah.
I did my best to keep him out of the picture, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's hard to keep up with those NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forget them all the time.
But I like that he was just there. And even when I wasn't talking to him, sometimes I would just think like, oh yeah, he's hanging it out in this cockpit with me, just chilling.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Just
know
there
that
for
I
emotional
was
support.
forgetting him as much as I think I really did pivot to you guys are the center of this. And his character is so fundamentally positioned in a place where he is the one that should be making decisions that I never wanted to be making an NPC played by me the highlighted character when you guys could be the ones making decisions instead.
Well, I love that the way that you did that is you it was through his character. You kind of made his character just kind of like take a back seat.
He starts
through
that
his
way in the
personality.
film, right?
Yeah.
He's very hands off. I don't want any part in this. And so I figured we'd just keep with that and kind of ride that.
Yeah. And I think it worked out really well.
I think I made a character that was very out of place in this movie, and I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have any other, like, I don't know if I can expand on that really, but
Esoteric.
they don't know that you're mocking me.
I think they did because I laughed
they
like
should
that.
always
And when I
just
laugh like
assume-
that, it means we're mocking you.
They just assume we're mocking you.
No, I think that's an apt observation, though. I think that Bond's character is not what you would expect out of a story like this. And I think of the three of them is probably the least duty bound. But I think you also fell into filling a very natural role of almost being sort of the and I say this with love, but like the floundering one at times. You served as a really good foil for the other two members of your squad in the way that, like, when things were tense, you were chill. And when you were tense, it served as a good indicator that something was wrong. When Bond pulled a gun, it was like, oh, this is a really big scene. And it was a great tone setter for things.
I think I thought I made a mistake at first because I was like, oh, I've made a passive character. So I had a thought like pretty early on where I was like, I have to then make sure that I'm not passive, that I do not fall into the danger of this character not being interesting, not doing anything, which ended up making him kind of an insane wild card. That worked out pretty good, I think.
He fluctuated pretty wildly, huh?
Mm-hmm. Ostensibly.
I think everyone at the end of things had like a really, really good dramatic, like everyone got a very good dramatic moment. Everyone got a very good moment in the storyline where something snaps or changes and set you up really well for this big dramatic, we're going to blow up together end.
That ending, the decision whether to have Bond like run forward and be with them or run away and live was probably the most stressful and agonizing decision I've ever had to make on this show, on this podcast. I'm
so mad.
I can tell you guys actually deliberated over it for like 10 real minutes. Like,
yeah, I don't know how it shakes out in the edit, but it felt so long.
So mad about that.
And also, we were really sick during this finale. Not really sick, but we were all like kind of sick and getting sicker. It was just that time of year. We had different things. I had a virus in my guts, and Jensie had some like asthma problems going on, and Alex was having some like major seasonal allergies,
sinuses stuff, and
yeah. And so we were like, I was like, my head was already swimming. And what about some favorite moments?
My favorite moment was when Alex tried to run away with this thing, and Amara was like, "Nope, me and Jake are going to come with you. We're gonna die as well."
I was supposed to go out in a blaze of glory and save all my friends. Yeah, I know
you were. Listen, Jensie was okay with that, but Amara was not okay with that.
I'm on his side. It would have been better.
It would have been better.
Yeah, I know you are, Ben, because you like to do stuff like that too. And I'm saying that Jensie was not against Alex, but Amara was not going to let that happen. I had to be true to my character.
I wish I could have caught you and like tackled you to the ground, because that would have made it so good.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do it. You know I did.
I thought it was really good. I talked about it a bit, but like the core of the first movie is so like, we are ride or die no matter what. So many different, like 2 different pilot pairings go down with their ship, and it's like a big deal. I thought it was very cinematic and thematic to all hold hands in the end and be like, this is stupid and I can't believe we're all doing this, but I wouldn't do it with anyone else.
I agree. And I'm sorry to Alex for making you mad.
I wasn't mad.
But it had to happen.
Rolling the 6, me being like, you need to roll a 6 or you die, and rolling a 6 when you don't want to roll a 6 is also going to live in my mind forever.
So mad about it. I was legitimately mad. I was like,
oh my God. It makes the thematic, like, it makes the like emotional motif of the movie you should live. We made, congratulations, we've made Godzilla -1.
Wait, no, you can't say that. We're coming back to that. I swear to God, we're coming back to that.
No spoilers.
Sorry.
No. You can say that. Okay, no spoilers, none. But yes, it was so good. It was really, really good, especially after Bon had the whole character arc about like, I live for myself now. It was great.
I think my favorite part was Jensie's like 12 gun fuck you. And I even like named the episode after it, because at first editing it, I was like, oof, this is a problem, because what happens is Jensie has this like crazy plan that they can like fire the Mjolnir cannon when they reload. I know I didn't totally get your build. I don't totally get how it works, but I know that that's like how you can like end your turn. You can end your turn doing that. And you'd like built up so many charges of this thing. And you're like very coy about it the whole time. You're very coy. You're like, I'm just not going to do much this turn. I'm just not going to do much this turn. Because I'm just going to reload some guns and, that'll be pretty much it. And so to the point that Hen gets a little lost with it, he's like, oh, I thought you were going to fire my Mjolnir cannon, your Mjolnir cannon. And so you never say, I'm going to fire my laser. You never say it, actually. But it ends up, like, it actually shook out in the edit, like, way better, because he's like, oh, I thought you were going to shoot your Mjolnir cannon. And you go, oh, I am. and it's just like Jensie just matter-of-factly firing, like, 12 guns out of her chest, out of like Raleigh's chest.
It was great.
It's so Jensie.
Thank you. It was fun.
That is that exact moment I was talking about earlier. Is the like when I was like, oh, well, I thought like I was trying to be helpful. Like I thought you could do this active thing, and you were like, no, back up. I'm 5 steps ahead of you. And that moment of illustrating that you really had just like everything had clicked and you had put together how Raleigh worked. And I've told all of my Lancer players outside of this, like I'm scared of the Raleigh now. I think I've never had a player that like that efficiently was like, no, I'm dealing damage consistently every turn and reloading. And it's a very concise frame.
I don't know if it counts, but I think my favorite thing was coming up with all those mech names.
That was so much fun.
I wish I knew where that notebook was. I'm going to be so mad at myself. It's lost forever.
We laughed. That notebook caused so many countless like minutes of pure laughter. It got brought back up so many times for a notebook that disappeared after episode 0.
Yeah.
You did read all of them.
I did read all of them, so it's on mic somewhere, but
on Patreon.
They're so funny. Hey, if y'all want to hear that, like, be a patron.
Yeah, jump on Patreon.
The notebook may be lost forever, but the recording.
But you can hear it.
It lives on.
And it was funny, but there was also legitimately several like actual good mech names in it. And
Yeah, they were good.
Like in addition to Cyber Tim, there were good ones too.
Space Cumin. Yeah.
Space Cumin. Yeah.
They fought so hard to get me to call it Cyber Tim instead of Frankencrime.
Nice.
Frankencrime was so good.
Frankencrime was good though.
Infinity Horse.
Infinity Horse.
Infinity Horse
was my first
one of my favorite ones.
Well, that was my first mech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Frankencrime was almost Infinity Horse Mark II. Hen, did you have a favorite moment other than you can't use mine?
I know. I have a lot of really
good
moments, favorite moments. I thought that there were some very, it's hard to pick is what I'm trying to say. I got to do a lot of fun narration. I felt like I did a great job with, to pat myself on the back a little bit. I thought that there were several scenes in the series that I was really proud of the narration on. It's not really part of the series itself, so I don't know if it counts. And if this is a cop-out answer, I can give a different answer. But since day one, the second I was like, okay, this will be very fun. This is a good group for this game. Is just Ben's pure elation in the playtest that we did when he shouts the phrase, "Did I just blow up a robot?" It was exactly what I want out of Lancer, is players being like, holy shit, did I just blow up a robot? And that was the exact second that I was like, this is going to be so much fun.
I like that 2 of our 4 favorite moments are from a practice session that's only on Patreon. It is free on Patreon, by the way.
Yeah. Even if you don't want to give us money, it's okay. We still love you.
I think part of that is that
a social relationship.
The beginning and ends are fresh in our mind because a lot of the middle was very spaced out due to some scheduling conflicts, is what I would say. The other big highlight moment for me was the shootout in the car park. Not car park, the RV park was so much fun. I love doing stuff in Lancer out of mech combat. It's system is really
that it's not like an afterthought, right?
Yeah. Well, so the system is really not built for it, right? The game really doesn't give much time. Even all the moments that are out of mech, they want to play like a board game instead, where you take standardized actions, you can do your resources, you can blow off some steam, get a damn drink, etc. And so I love it when players just really want to be their pilots. The pilots are the characters. The abilities are fun to be the mech, but that dichotomy between I just have a gun and like maybe 1 point of armor and 6 hit points, and I have a automated minigun that deals 2d6 damage every turn is big. It's a big gap. So I love those scenes with just the characters. It was also such a tense character scene with Bonds. Like, you are responsible for this moment. Great episode. I had so much fun in that episode.
Oh, but now Hen wants you want to cast these characters?
How do we normally do this? Like, what's the order of things here?
Well, you sound excited, so I think we're gonna let you go first.
Okay. So, director, right? The original film was Guillermo del Toro, right? And
wait. We should explain. You're casting a real life director that would handle our vision well if they were making a real movie.
Yes.
Okay, just for the audience's sake.
Yeah. Guillermo del Toro did the original film. And I think the original film, like we talked about a little bit, is very much about like the connections between people, which are what his films tend to be about anyway. So that is one choice. However, I would posit that I think maybe a better choice for our specific version, because of all the themes we've already discussed, is Takashi Yamazaki, the director of Godzilla -1. We can't talk about the film itself very much for obvious reasons, spoilers. But that film is so fundamentally about like the triumph of the human spirit, and you have to live. And that is really where our story came back around to. Each of the characters in our main cast have different backstories relating to why they still have to live, right? Alex has a great through line with like keeping everyone alive, wanting to be the hero, living despite it all, everyone miraculously surviving in the end despite this like selfless act of self-destruction. It was so good. And I think that Takashi Yamazaki could have really handled those big emotional beats, while throwing in some classic epic, what he's clearly very good at, like leveling cityscapes to giant monsters at the same time.
Listen, I haven't seen the movie, but that's a great choice.
It clicked in my brain and I was immediately like, yeah, that's got to be it.
Nice.
You got to come over and watch it sometime, Jensie. It's amazing.
Please let me.
I got mine.
Go for it.
So I was thinking this, and I was thinking, like, I think a comedian might need to do this role because I think it has kind of a Robin Williams and 1 hour photo kind of thing going on, where a comedian specifically knows how to play this, like, kind of unsettling character. I know you just but have you ever actually seen that movie?
I have.
It's like oh, okay. I was gonna say it's like kind of surprisingly not as unsettling as you might think.
It's Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yes, he's the good guy.
Yeah. It's relevant. It's got giant mechs in it.
But Bond isn't just a creep. I would like to think he's kind of likable.
I don't think any of us thought he was a creep, for clarification.
Yeah, you keep saying that, Ben.
Oh, but he is a little weird, though. He's off-putting.
But weird and creep are different things.
They have different
connotations.
Yeah, you're right. I meant that he's slightly off-putting. And I think Australian comedian Sam Campbell would be very good for this. I don't know if you guys have actually heard of him, but he's known for being kind of strange, like kind of like weird humor.
Yeah.
Alex, you might know this guy. He was on a season of Taskmaster.
Oh, yeah, this guy's super weird.
Yeah, he's weird. Right?
I'm rewatching his season right now.
How about that? But I think he's also he comes off as like kind of a friendly and likable guy too.
I also had no idea.
Ben, this is a really good pick.
Thank you.
That's a good pick.
You. This is the only part of the podcast I'm good at.
I've never so immediately seen someone and been like, oh my gosh, that is absolutely how I would picture them. Like even just looking, right?
You should hear him talk. You'll be like, oh my god.
No. Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's mine.
It's a good pick.
Nice.
Sam Campbell. What you got, Jensie? Have you cast Amara?
I have.
Why do you look like you're ashamed of what you're about to say?
I'm not.
Okay. All right.
I'm not ashamed. I'm proud of this choice. But we're going to have to... Okay, so she's a little older now.
Oh, yeah,
so
sure.
We're going to age her down a little bit. We're going to do like in the past, which is a thing that we've done before. I don't think it's unreasonable for me to do this. But I decided to go with Haley Steinfeld because...
She was Hawkeye, right?
She was in True Grit when she was 13. I actually haven't seen Sinners yet, but I really want to see that so bad.
She's really good in Sinners.
Yeah,
I
you're
want to
right,
see
Alex.
it so bad. What? She's Hawkeye?
She's Hawkeye.
She's like, she's Kate Bishop.
She's Kate Bishop.
She's
Hawkeye.
the young Hawkeye,
who is also called
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's cool. I haven't seen that yet.
Which is a really good showing for playing an Amara-like character, I think.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, and she's the girl in Bumblebee too, which is like the only good Transformers movie.
This is another really good pick, Jensie.
Thank you. I think that she Bumblebee is kind of what I was thinking of, for this. But also,
oh yeah, she's made a mech movie.
I thought, gosh, when I watched her in True Grit, she was only 13 years old, and she was freaking phenomenal.
Doesn't that movie rule?
It rules so hard, and I just think she would do a great job as Amara. She just seems to have like that range and that kind of personality, and that I think she would be good.
She's also Gwen Stacy in Spider-Verse, which I don't know how I forgot. That's wild.
Oh yeah.
What a good actress.
100%.
Good
I
shit.
love her.
All right.
Did you cast someone, or is it?
Yeah, I have cast someone
what if
to play.
You were just like, it's me?
Well, don't call his shot.
I think the only option is Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
I'm kidding.
No,
Henry Cavill,
we're keeping that.
Henry Cavill doesn't have the range to play me.
No, certainly not.
Can you imagine if it's like very young looking people and then just like a grizzled Henry Cavill He's like alongside these two? Yeah.
No, I do love Henry Cavill. He's awesome. But,
he's great.
No, the person I've chosen to pick me, and he might be a little old, to play the person that I've done.
You can age him down.
But we can age him down, I'm sure. Is Joplin Sibtane.
To the Google.
Can you give us something that Joplin...
Joplin was Brasso in the Andor series.
Oh,
Interesting.
Oh, yes.
I've definitely watched that show.
No, you haven't. You watched 3 episodes.
I watched up through the eye.
Yeah, you quit before it really got good.
The only thing I know him from is a single episode of Doctor Who.
Is this based on vibes, or you just...
No, I think that the way he played Brasso in Andor is kind of how I was playing Alex, as it were. And Jeanette, my wife, thinks we look very similar.
I think this is another good pick.
I don't know about
She's
that.
not, yeah.
I don't know him from anything, but he has a very like stoic but friendly look to him that I think the character you played very much embodied. Is the like, I'm in charge, but I'm going to do it with a smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, good choice. Good
Also,
pick.
if you haven't watched Andor, fucking get on that.
I think I like that one of Alex's criteria was he should look like me.
You should look like me, right?
I mean, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
We know what I
Checks
look
out.
like.
Yeah.
I often forget, and I'm happy to be reminded.
Hen, did you have any extracurriculars that you wanted to cast?
It's hard to do when the cast I tried to stick to was just already played. I guess typically you guys like recast them.
Who would you cast as Jake?
I really think John Boyega is the pick. I just think that he needs a better script.
I agree.
I think a lot about that final scene of the movie, the cliffhanger scene where they've got Charlie Day strapped in the chair. And I just think John Boyega is so bad in that one scene.
It's not his fault.
Maybe.
The other one
actor.
that gets me is the opening when he's explaining this grizzled, it's hard to survive out here. You have to trade away your Oreos copyright for your Ferraris also copyright in what is so clearly product placement. And it's all right, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's funny, Hen.
just the
It's
script.
funny.
No,
the
it's
script.
painful.
It's bad. It is. Did I say I didn't love this movie?
You did say that.
Okay, cool. But I do love John Boyega. Did I say that?
Yes.
Constantly.
You've made that pretty clear.
All right, cool.
You haven't not
Just
said
making
it.
sure.
I think we have to
Just making
cast
sure.
Drongo, obviously.
Drongo.
And
Yes.
I don't know enough Australian Irish is what I think we decided on. Actors.
Just make it the youngest Hemsworth.
Yeah, there you go. One of the Hemsworths. Yeah, for sure.
All of the Hemsworths. Just
In every scene, it's a different Hemsworth.
just a different Hemsworth.
Nice.
Make it
nice. I
Josh
love that.
Hutcherson, whom I could have sworn was Australian, but is not. He is from Kentucky.
No, he's definitely
Why did you
not.
think he was Australian?
I just really thought he
Josh
was.
Hutcherson?
Who's
That's
Josh
so
Hutcherson?
funny.
He was Peter Malark in the Hunger Games, and he's in the Five Nights at Freddy's movies now.
I haven't seen any of that.
That's really funny.
Guys, why are you being mean to me? I'm already being mean to myself. You're not supposed to pile on.
We are just agreeing with you in that was a stupid thing to say. 'Cause we're good friends and we like to agree with you.
Oh, this nerd?
About Josh Hutcherson, right?
Yeah.
Not Ben.
Yeah.
No, we know Ben's a nerd.
Would you recast Shao?
That's a good question.
All right.
Honestly, let me find her name. Hang on. So the thing about Li Wen is the speaking Chinese is big for me. I love a Chinese actor being allowed to speak Chinese.
Yeah.
Just great. I'm partial to the language as a whole. I think it's a great language. I think she does a really good job. I think she's a very good actress. I do want to see if
Alex and I have no idea what she said in that movie.
Yeah.
Because
Did we talk about
our
that?
version, yeah, I think we might have, but our version of the movie didn't translate her into the subtitles.
Yeah,
So we
didn't give
don't
us
know what she
subtitles,
was
so-
saying.
That's interesting.
So the other actress that I would have in mind, maybe the only issue I have is that she is not Chinese and I don't think that they should try to make her speak Chinese. She's Korean, but I think Sandra Oh plays a very good deranged woman.
Yes.
Incredibly so.
Instead of trying to make her Chinese, you just make the Shao Corporation a Korean
Yeah, absolutely.
corporation.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah,
she is
amazing.
such a good actress. I love most of what she does. I think everything that she does.
I love her.
A little on the younger side, but I also think not that that's a bad thing. I mean that mostly as like I don't think it necessarily
We've
fits
cast dead people before.
That's fair. I think Stephanie Hsu is another very, very good actress. I believe she was nominated for an Emmy and didn't get it because Jamie Lee Curtis got it instead for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Another, I believe she's Chinese, I could be wrong, actress who I think just does a very good job with like a powerful and dangerous woman. In specifically Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't know much of her other stuff, I'll admit, but yeah,
Oh, yeah.
she's also
apparently
great.
been on Broadway.
Yeah, 100%.
Really
I
interesting.
love that movie too.
Oh, she's in The Wild Robot. I
Is
like that
she?
movie.
Who does she play in The Wild Robot?
Let's find out.
I like that movie too.
She plays the villain, which is exactly what I'm talking about. A deranged. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, incredible.
That character in that movie is also like pure evil,
I love it.
like in The Wild Robot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we do it? What else do we need to talk about?
I think we've reached the end of our business.
No. Wait,
It ain't
no. That means we've reached the end of this movie and having Han on the show.
For now.
Han. For now.
For now.
Well, for this show.
I'll be around.
Han, will you tell us stuff about you? Like where
I'd
the
love to
people
tell
can
you
find
some
you, what
stuff
you're up
about
to.
me. Yeah. Hi. This is my usual lead-in is, hi, my name is Hen. I write robots on the internet, self-described robot kisser, and the director for this show. You can find me pretty much everywhere at I Write Robots. I'm mostly active on Blue Sky. I'm a bigger person, I would say, in the Magic the Gathering community specifically. So don't feel like you have to come check out what I'm doing if you're not into Magic the Gathering, but I do a lot of stuff in the Magic the Gathering sphere of things. I'm a co-host on the Vorthos Cast podcast. We are the biggest Magic the Gathering lore podcast. So if you want to learn about Magic the Gathering's story, we have over a year's worth of episodes now. You could listen to over an episode every single day, every day for a year about Magic's lore. So you can find me over there on the Vorthos Cast, wherever you get your podcasts. Other than that, I do a lot of writing. I write science fiction and horror. I have a web novel series. You can find all of my writing at iwriterobots.com. And I think that's everything. I do video essays about Magic the Gathering as well on YouTube, also at iWriteRobots. That's pretty much everything. Some game design thrown in here and there. I publish tabletop RPGs every once in a while, as well as a lot of D&D 5th edition content.
Nice.
Such as Wired, Tired, Fired.
Which is a very stupid game, but the reviews have all been very good. If you want a very, very silly game about being very high at work, it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice.
I do want that, Hen. I do want
I
that.
do want that too.
Ben
And
loves being
everyone
high at
should.
work.
Okay, well, again, thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you to Han for joining us and for being the best
Thank
robot
you,
master we've
Han.
ever had, and for being that safety net to catch our falls and to guide us through this lovely journey of robotness.
Thanks for having me. This has been such a good experience. I've had so much fun, and I really appreciate being given the opportunity. So thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for being
Thanks
here.
for being here.
Anytime.
It's been the best. We're gonna miss you, but anyone who really misses Han, which should be all of you, because again, you've formed this parasocial relationship with Han, and you love him now. You go find him on all of those things he just said that you can find him on.
Or Jensie will get you.
Or I'll get you.
I will
You don't want
suggest
that.
on you. It's true.
And that's bad.
That's bad.
Okay. Well, again, thank you all for joining us with Pacific Rim 2, Pacific Rim Uprising. Pacific Rim Uprising. And yeah, we'll see you on our next series.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, kisses.
Roleplay Retcon's remake of Pacific Rim Uprising is directed by I Write Robots, with Jensie as Amara Namani, Alex Blasius as Alex Blasius, and Benjamin Gray as Bon Joyega. The soundtrack for this series features Behold. Our logo is by Jeanette Blasius.
Roleplay Retcon is produced by Two Fish in a Jug and is part of the One Shot Network.
Bye kisses.
In the universe of Star Wall Odyssey, space is made out of the collective imaginations of all the thinking beings who live on various planets. These worlds are connected to each other through imagination. Common themes and ideas are strings between universes. And to get between them, people fly wooden ships that look like animals, which are powered by emotions. Also, people communicate with each other by contemplating orbs. The only way you can take pictures is getting stared at by a big psychic bug. And people have already declared victory in a war over the very concept of evil. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Star Wall Odyssey follows the adventures of the hapless inhabitants of the Lucky Finn tenement building, who suddenly find that their apartment is actually a spaceship, and that they're lost in a sea of boundless imagination. It's an actual play starring me, James D'Amato, Mel D'Amato, Ali Grauer, and Drew Merzieski, as we playtest the No Kings system, which will hopefully one day be the Skyjacks role-playing system. It toes the line between weird and wonderful slice of life and high-flying space fantasy. You can sample the first 5 episodes by searching for Star Wall Odyssey on your favorite podcast app, or get the whole thing by heading to patreon.com/oneshotpodcast and signing up for $5 a month or more.